one of people's favorite arcs within the entire series of One Piece, Marineford. This giant mash of actors throughout the series, big time players who we wanted more information about, people who we've been wondering what have they been up to, all getting together at this inflection point of One Piece itself to set forth a new mode for the series. And right now in Undead Unluck, chapter 128, I'm getting those sort of feelings. Let's hop straight into this because Yoshifumi Tozuka is writing peak fiction right now. Similar to last video, the developments in the fight against God deserve its own cohesive part, so we're going to cover the conversation with Fuko and Luna first. And this has been a crazy conversation. Everything which we had theorized and been thinking about these past few videos have been completely true. Not my thoughts, all of our thoughts. A cohesive kind of amalgamation of everything which we had theorized kind of came into fruition throughout these past few chapters. And what's craziest to me about this is the fact that Jules really knew every single thing we've been thinking. Apparently, each time the arc has been initiated, Luna had came down and had the same exact conversation with Jules, and that's why she had been so acquainted with her. But she even did weird things like what's going on right now. Luna pulled up a live footage of what's going on outside, showing Shikara getting his arm blasted off, which really, got Fuko pumping. She's absolutely confused at what's going on right now, and it's really just showing that Luna does not care about us in the slightest. She uses us as nothing but chess pieces in this game that she's fighting against the sun, which she further elaborates upon right here. Luna tells us that this is nothing more than a mere game to see whether the world lives or dies. And to spice up this game and kind of keep things fair, everything which is created by gods are able to reach them. And Luna, betting on the people, created artifacts, and I assume also gave negators their abilities. And while Sun is betting on the rules to win, he gave birth to Umas. And with this straight face, she talks to Fuko, saying, "Let us watch together to see how long they can fight back." And like I've been saying, I truly don't believe Luna in any way, shape, or form cares about us anymore. The more and more we learn about her, I truly think, as I said a long time ago in a video, they're just bored. The gods are just out here trying to have a little bit of fun, spice things up a little, they're keeping things fair and whatnot, and it really doesn't make sense. It seems like there's some sort of trump card behind all this, because like if the world wins, what does that give Luna? The negators are still going to try to come back and fight the gods, and she has to know that. So it's just this weird thing, this development that we're kind of fucked. However, we're not fucked just yet. We cut back to this fight, y'all. We're fighting off against God. Shikara just got his arm blown off. Everybody's in shambles. However, Jules looks Andy in the eye and tells him, no, remain resolute. We have to get this done because God's about to throw everything he has against us in order to win this battle. And an interesting little development right here. Obviously, Jules is like, we need some unluck to get this done. And Andy's like, yeah, I've got some stored up. Through that interaction that we had between Andy and Fuko back at the Ark, Andy was able to store up some unluck, and we know that's not something new. However, I think it's interesting that Andy was able to store up that unluck, jump up to the surface. He's been fighting this fight against God for at least a couple minutes at this point, and he still hasn't let that unluck out. It's just kind of showing that they're developing their abilities even further, able to store this unluck as long as they want to, and voluntarily release it minutes down the line. Very interesting. We just continuously are seeing that Andy and Fuko's relationship is boosting their abilities. And although I'm not sure whether this is the unluck or not, Shikara's sitting there like, dang, I need to help more. But Jules tells us, no, it's alright, Shikara. The plan's about to be set in motion. And out of nowhere, we see these rifts kind of open up, these warp holes that allow several negators to come back through. I gotta tip my hat right here. We've talked a lot of shit on Jules throughout the series, or at least I have, in terms of doubting this woman. However, she has plans, and this woman is trying to get them done. And I kind of got goosebumps this chapter, just thinking about everything Jules had done beforehand to ensure that this plan was able to seamlessly, or if not seamlessly, the best way it could go, happens, because she really prepared for things. Talking to Under, getting all of them on their side, allowing for, this gigantic plan which needed actors who have already perished to help out, which needed people who were not on our side, weren't fighting with us to help out with everything. And dude, a gigantic set piece right here, like I was saying, the Marineford of Undead Unluck. I'm loving this chapter and what happens right here. With 9:29 left on the clock, due to Jules' amazing coordination, the plan sets into motion. Injun and Bunny, coming from one of those warpoles, run out and they're like, let's get our shit done. Bunny begins using her ability, which we figured out finally during this chapter, is unback, which I'm mad every single time it's right in front of our faces. They call her backs the entire series. Who would have freaking thought that her ability's unback? However, this is a crazy ability, extremely strong, and I love to see that like our favorite girl is a big body girl. And along with Bunny and Injun, we also had Yusai warp in. Yusai, using her ability Undraw, is actually able to screw God over. So since God is so heavy, each of these steps getting his feet wedged into the earth, she says, nah, Undraw. You cannot unsheath those feet from within the earth, so he's stuck in place, getting encapsulated, and we need something to kind of stun him at this point. We can't just, have him stuck in place and have him, just getting frozen over. This guy's big body brolic. So who else do we need? We need somebody who's got the firepower, somebody who don't decrease. Our boy Creed. We've been wondering why this guy was at the Union HQ. I was a little bit scared, standing behind Miko in that one kind of war room, and we were wondering, damn, is he about to screw shit over more? However, no. All a part of Jules' plan, and we get a crazy thing right here. Jules grants Creed permission to use what is possibly the strongest weapon within the Union's facilities, the Super Dreadnought Union Lethal Weapon Superior Buster, a tank which uses all the electricity on Earth to fire a single concentrated shot. However, think about this, with Creed's ability, Undecrease, you're able to couple these things together to create a unbelievable and unfathomably strong beam, something which is using all of the energy on Earth in a continuous fashion, since Creed's ability allows you to use items or weapons without decreasing the ammunition count. So he's just blasting this shit. And a little nod right here almost made me shed that gangster tear. You'll see on that tank, it's branded from Nico to Miko with love. Come on, shout out the gang. Now we have 9:10 left in the clock. Creed's preparing to shoot off this laser beam as Shin actually comes by, swoops up Andy as they're trying to get their part of the plan done. And like I said, fucking Marineford, dog. The whole gang is here. And I believe Andy is just trying to get in the face of God in order to kind of distract him. He's trying to make sure that God doesn't see this gigantic laser, as you see in the background, getting ready to pierce through this dude's soul. The laser is finally being fired, and it's absolutely obliterating God, and as I said earlier, stunning him as we needed him to be. So Bunny can fully encapsulate him, and although this encapsulation is occurring, getting much closer at this point, Creed says this thing is starting to overheat. But luckily enough, at this next update, we learn it was long enough. At 8:40, although the laser is completely overheated, we get the update. Our girl Bunny unbacks, Negator Reveal, was able to fully encapsulate God as she yells out, now it won't be able to get back outside, agoo! And I love this. A Negator Reveal is obviously one of the hypest parts of Undead Unluck, but we've been looking for Bunny all series, dog. Been in our face, as I mentioned earlier, but it just feels good to finally get this answer. And this confirmation was crazy because Unbacks is a ridiculous ability. If you think about it, and the saddest part about it in my thought is that, they're handed these curses from God, and dude, her curse sucks. Apparently, or I imagine, since she's got that ability, she's been fully encapsulated in that, white goo stuff, and that is just so sad. I wonder what Bunny's backstory is. I already know it's gonna be some, ate-up, stupid-ass sad shit. Yoshifumi always be writing sad stories. But apparently the sensations of whatever she does wrap up within that gigantic white goo is actually felt back on her, because although she has God completely trapped, she starts burning up. And they're like, wait, Jules says, hey, Injun, what happened to your ability on burn? And he actually answers us that it doesn't work like this. His ability only negates burning and combustion, not heat. So due to that, Bunny just starts sizzling up, and at 8:25 we get another update. After only 15 seconds of encasing God, he breaks completely free, ripping his foot out of the ground. He's got this gigantic mountain of freaking land under him, just showing the immense strength of this dude. It is a insurmountable task that we're dealing with right now. And as Andy looks at this scene with an update he obviously didn't want, he realizes that there's only one thing he can do, just like Shin had mentioned earlier. He switches Victor in, and Victor dashes down to Jules for a status report. She informs him that there's 8 minutes and 20 seconds left, and they prepare to go to work, this time bringing the sacred spirit treasures with them. And we see the Aegis shield and I think this sword right here is the Rebellion. I say that because I'm pretty sure it's just a reference to Devil May Cry. If you ever played the game, one of Dante's swords is called the Rebellion, and it's literally the embodiment of retaliation, which would make sense because, you know, we're retaliating against God right now. But Undead Unluck, chapter 128, an amazing one. I don't want to go too in deep on like theorizing on stuff right now because like we got a lot of questions answered. I don't think Luna's going to tell us too much information. I just think that we're going to have this fight against God, as they literally said. Let's watch and see how long they can survive. There's only a couple more actors who I really believe could come help us out at this point. Obviously, we still haven't seen Fang yet. Tella had just defeated another Uma, so he could still come out and help us out. However, there's a lot of other people who are kind of caught up right now. Billy and Tatiana are presumably still fighting off against Ruin. Top and Ishin, you know, Top has in that situation broken arm. Ishin was trying to help him out. However, they're fighting off against Seal. So I'm not sure every negator is going to be able to come here right now. However, we're definitely going to need a little bit more help because even with the Divine Conqueror here, we still have 8 whole minutes. Like, we've literally only survived less than 4 minutes. This is a crazy thing right now, but seriously. Peak Undead Unluck right now. Yoshifumi's writing his ass off. Like, I'm loving it. I hope you all are too. Drop a like, comment, subscribe if you're new here. However, you know how I do. I wish I had more videos up in the channel for the past couple weeks, but dude, you see, bro, I don't even have a bed in here. Like, let me be. We're still getting to things, so like once I'm settled and more comfy, the grind's back. However, hasta luego, mi amigos. I'll see you soon.